Welcome again to Leicester. I'm in the West End, just off Narborough Road, and look at the size of these things. They are massive. So these houses here are actually on Fosse Road, so they've got the fire escape up there, but the windows look absolutely battered, and there's people living in those. But then, like, you've just got knackered garages here, no parking. This road is called Livingstone Street. You'll see there's some different types of house just there. So those ones stick up a little bit. They're a little bit bigger than pretty much the whole rest of the street. I suspect they were for the foreman, built in 1888. This is what I wanted to show you though, really. Look how weird these are. So someone lives there in that. They're so unusual. It's like these are in the back of the gardens of those houses on Fosse Road. So all of these here got garages, some of them, whether it's used for storage or not, I'm not sure. Just going to take a closer look. Okay, so these ones behind me are definitely flats. You can see the water meters just on the wall there, and there's 3 post boxes as well. So yeah, this is Livingstone Street, like I say. It's the last street in this block of terraced houses down here. Changed quite a lot over the last 10 to 15 years or so. And like, the biggest change is these just weird, like I say, look, people are living in them. So they're converted, well, newly built dwellings just in the back gardens of the other houses. I've never seen that anywhere else before. But yeah, quite an interesting street, interesting neighbourhood. I've got a little surprise for you today because I've actually got access to a property that has previously been rented out. So I'm going to show you what a house looks like when it's been rented and how it's come back ready to go on the market. Looks like there's another dwelling being built just there. So I'm guessing some people have seen what they've done here, and the owners of that particular one there with the scaffold up, just up there, is now having these new ones built. Got an old Tenants gold label sign there, so I'm guessing there was a shop down here. So I'm just going to go back down now and show you the property that we'll be dealing with that's previously been rented out. The actual houses on Livingstone Street are actually not too bad. Most of them seem to be in pretty good condition, nothing too run down or bad. But then, like, you look at this behind me here and you're like, oh, just who's living there? Looks like a couple of new windows actually in that one. But yeah, look at this. So that's the back courtyard of one of those houses on Fosse Road. I suspect they're flats. That's got a fire escape in. Look, just not looked after really at all. But compare that to an over the road and it looks just like a normal, nicely looked after terraced street and terraced houses in there in the main. Quite a lot of rental property around here, not lots of owner occupiers. Rental guide, £850 minimum, I would have thought. Even 900 plus in some cases. That one looks better, doesn't it? I'm guessing that's a, I don't know, is it a shop? I can't remember what's on that side. Unless it's been converted into flats and that's the car parking space, but it certainly looks better than a few of the other ones down there. And here we are. So we are going into this house here. Want to see what a former rental looks like? I'm going to show you. Welcome to my world. This is what I deal with day in, day out. Terraced houses, smaller properties really, that's sort of my bag. Front room's actually all right, but as we go through you'll see there's a bit more work needs doing, but you don't always notice that when there's loads of furniture in. So yeah, it can be a little bit deceiving sometimes. Then when the tenant moves out, it's a bit like, oh my God, it needs loads doing to it. To be fair, this one isn't too bad. It retains quite a lot of the sort of original-ish features. So we've got original style doors, we've got a ceiling rose there, but this is where it probably gets a bit more interesting because we've definitely got some damp in here. Probably rising damp by the looks of it in parts, so it's going to want the plaster off and re-stripping back. It's not absolutely soaking, but obviously it's been relatively warm recently, so some of it may have dried out. That's really common that we get that in here because water gets down the chimney, and because we don't have working chimneys and working fires anymore, it doesn't keep it very dry. As always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel so you see more stuff like this. So the houses that we deal with in Leicester, but also this urban exploration that we're going to be doing over the course of the next few months and hopefully the next few years if you all stay interested. Kitchen will want an upgrade. Flooring all wants changing. And as you can see, got the damp issues here, and look at that. Gets a bit nasty down there. But we have had a replastered ceiling, so that's good. House-wise, it's not in bad condition overall. It's just going to want these few bits doing. It's got double glazing, it's got gas central heating, which looks okay. The electrics all look fine as well. I'll show you the garden. So these just have courtyard style gardens, pretty small. But there's loads of these throughout all of Leicester, all around the city centre. They have like a, outhouse. Let me show you in here. So that is where your toilet would have been when the house was originally built. Probably not originally built, might not have even had a toilet, but certainly would have had one installed afterwards before they had indoor bathrooms. That wasn't actually too bad for an outhouse. So yeah, that's outside. Upstairs is pretty straightforward. It's like 2 bedrooms and a bathroom in pretty good condition. But like you think, oh, it's not that bad. But it still needs a fair bit doing to it, and sort of that damp bit will put some people off, but it's not actually a massive job. It should be fairly straightforward. So yeah. Oh, and there's a window blown, just that top pane there. You probably can't quite see it, but yeah, the top pane is blown as well. So yeah, it's been rented out. It's got all the credentials it needs to be let again. Just needs updating. So this is going on the market with me over the next couple of days. So there we have it. It's a bit of a tour of Livingstone Street and the back end of Fosse Road, all them weird big houses that are having their properties built in the garden, some garages, some bits not very nice, some bits a little bit better, and a house tour for you as well. What more could you wish for? Especially an ex-renter. We do deal with some that are really, really bad. So when I get one of those, or I'll have to wrap my brain if we've got one that we're dealing with at the minute, and I'll give you a bit of a tour of something that maybe looks absolutely horrendous, because like I say, it's that's what I do. I like dealing with stuff like that. Massive building here. Look at the size of that. Huge. And there's loads of stuff like this all around the West End, that you've just got houses mixed in with some like old industrial offices. There's like a church round the corner. There's a church just up here. Really, really interesting stuff. So I'm going to do quite a bit down and around Narborough Road and the West End over the next few weeks and months, and then probably move out towards Fosse Park and do some bits down there, because that's where it changes from sort of terraced streets to more 1920s, 30s and 40s semi-detached residential areas. But for now, I'm going to go and finish the photos at 36 Livingston Street.